Joining us on the line is Ravi Zacharias. Ravi has authored or edited over 25 books in the fields of theology, apologetics, comparative religion, and philosophy, including Can Man Live Without God and Jesus, among other guides. He has a brand new book, Seeing Jesus from the East. Ravi, thanks so much for joining us. Really appreciate the time.
Nice to be talking to you again, Ben. How have you been?
Hanging out at home, reading some Bible.
Okay.
How are you doing? I know this is the first interview you've done since you announced a cancer diagnosis. So how are you coping with that?
Yes, in fact, I'm talking to you from a hospital parking lot, in fact. Yeah, that was a shock, Ben. I had gone in for back surgery, repairing some stuff that had been done some years ago, and they discovered what he called something atypical, and it turned out to be of a tumor, sarcoma. And I'll begin the treatment in a little while. At this point, the biggest challenge, frankly, is never felt such pain in my life. And it's night pain, they call it. It's the pressure that is put from the tumor. But you know what? We'll get through it, and I'll be back on the road full-time, hopefully by June or July.
Ravi, that'd be amazing. Let's talk for a second about how people should be coping with this whole coronavirus situation. Obviously, a lot of folks are in lockdown right now. A lot of folks are at home. Millions of people. The possibility of significant job loss in the economy is now incredibly high. And obviously, we're looking at the prospect of many people coming down with illness, some people dying. As a religious thinker, how do you think that Americans ought to cope with the possibility of tragedy and the tremendous uncertainty associated with something like this? I mean, it feels almost biblical in nature.
It is. It's huge, almost apocalyptic, as you're saying. I think the thing is, part of the difficulty, Ben, is where we know so little about this. People are not even willing to take ownership of where it started, how it started. Globalization is a reality in every sense of the term now. Even a disease like this can be made global so quickly because of the way we travel. I think the best thing I would say is we have to combine our faith and trust in God with wisdom and common sense. Trusting God doesn't mean you're careless in what you do. You have to protect your children. You have to protect your family. And if the elderly are the most vulnerable, they are the ones we need to protect. What we need to avoid is the two extremes oftentimes that happen: panic and fear on the one side and a complete indifference on the other side. In America, we get so used to comfort, get so used to quick answers, we get so used to quick analyses and all of this stuff that when we found something is out of our control, it's very daunting. I think the government has done well in taking the lead and helping us navigate. I would just say to people, be sober-minded about it, don't be cavalier about it, and make sure at all times your life and your relationship with God and with your family is strong. That's what's going to matter at the end of it all.